John Stamos is sharing the emotional eulogy he delivered at the funeral for his beloved friend and Full House co-star, Bob Saget. The actor and comedian, 65, was found dead in his room at the Ritz-Carlton in Orlando, Florida, on January 9, the afternoon after he performed his stand-up act at the Ponte Vedra Concert Hall, outside of Jacksonville. Saget was laid to rest 5 days later, on January 14, at Mount Sinai Memorial Park Cemetery, which is in the Hollywood Hills of Los Angeles. 1 week later, Stamos is now giving fans a look at his memorial tribute to Saget, which included a look back at his loving heart by using a healthy dose of hilarious anecdotes, just the way his best friend would have wanted, that was published in the Los Angeles Times. Stamos began the speech by revealing how he isn't ready to accept that Saget is gone, and how he's not going to say goodbye yet. "I imagine him out there, still on the road, doing what he loves with all his heart and humor. As standing on stage, killing another 2 hours set in front of a couple hundred of the luckiest people on the planet. They're laughing so hard they weep," he said. From there, Stamos shared how Saget would have then called his wife of more than 3 years, Kaylee Rizzo, whom he has called his one true love, right after the show to give her his impression of how it went, and to tell her he loves her with every bit of his heart and that he misses his daughters, his family and his friends. "God, he loves us all so much." Bob goes to sleep dreaming of when we'll meet again, and has smiling. "I know in my heart has smiling, still hearing the laughter from a few hours before," he confesses with obvious, heartfelt emotion in his words. Stamos went on to admit that he feels like Saget should still be out challenging himself creatively by doing his stand-up routine, giving his adoring fans his raw, wild, unpredictable, and uncensored comedy. "Tonight's specials are cake and CK, and we're out of cake," he joked. The emotions flowed when Stamos referenced Saget's last Instagram post, just before his death, sharing how his friend looked too alive to die a few hours later. "Bob felt young, energized, grateful and appreciated. The applause and laughter didn't have time to die down before Bob did. He never ran out of cake, or the other stuff. He died bright and fierce," he said. After sharing how Bob died after doing what he did best, Stamos turned his focus to the worldwide ocean of love that has poured in since Saget's passing. "I just wish he knew how much the world loved him when he was here," he said of his pal, continuing, "I spent many a night trying to convince him of how loved he really was, or maybe it was the other way around, him trying to convince me how loved he was. But that was just Bob bluster. There's no way he thought his death would have this kind of impact. This is the kind of coverage that speaks to someone who genuinely connected with people, and not just for a moment, but for generations." Stamos revealed that the eulogy, and overall role he was playing at the memorial, is one of the great honors of his 58 years on planet Earth. He also reminisced about their time on the set of Full House, 1987 to 1995, and how they had very different styles of acting upon the premiere. "It didn't take long for us to meet in the middle and to respect each other professionally and creatively as the years went by," Stamos explained. And it turns out Saget was there for him through the toughest of times in his personal life. "When things came crashing down, the last person on earth I ever imagined would be my rock became just that," he shared, before revealing how he opened his heart and used his impeccable humor to get him through life's harsh realities like the deaths of his parents, divorces, despairs and dark days. He was also there through love, marriage, a child and bright times. He was my lifeline, he followed up. Stamos also talked about his broken heart in the moments right after he learned of Saget's death. I was shattered and felt worthless to help anyone else. But my supportive wife picked me up, threw me in the car and drove to Bob and Kelly's house. That's what Bob would have done if it were the other way around, he said. Processing his best friend's death after a personal and professional relationship that spanned 35 years is still a work in progress for the actor. I've spent days refusing to let him go, he admitted. But now I'm starting to realize I don't have to. I don't have to say goodbye because he's never leaving my heart. And I will continue to talk to him every day and let him know what he means to me. The eulogy ended with Stamos confessing that he will never have a friend like Saget, and that he will forever be his best friend, as well as a guardian angel. A guardian angel with the dirtiest mouth and a heart as big and benevolent as forever, he joked, before ending with, "I love you, baby." Stamos' Jesse Katsopoulos and Saget's Danny Tanner were best friends on Full House during its 8-season run from 1987 to 1995. They would go on to reprise their roles on the Netflix reboot, Fuller House, that had a 5-season run from 2016 to 2020.